Hello, my dear friends. I've been getting a lot of phone calls from my clients regarding this week's historic legal precedent, which, though not yet finalized, is likely to change the face of real estate industry as we know it. So I thought it warrants some type of context. The lawsuit originated in the state of Missouri and was filed on behalf of home sellers who sold their homes between 2015 and 2022. According to the lawsuit, the National Association of Realtors, along with all major brokerage houses who work in the state of Missouri in this case, conspired and violated antitrust laws and are accused of fixing commissions, overcharging, and failing to properly disclose compensation. Following this 2 week trial, the jury awarded a truly unprecedented almost $1.8 billion in damages. And this amount might actually increase threefold up to 5.3 billion based on Missouri law. The judge presiding over this case has not yet issued the final judgment. However, there are definitely some takeaways, and we need to dissect it. So, 90% of homes in the United States are sold through realtors. The agent representing the seller, also is known as the listing agent, negotiates the commission with the owner. The commission these days averages between 5 and 6% of the final sale price. This amount includes the compensation to the buyer's agent, who is also called a cooperating broker. Commissions to each side used to be split evenly, but after the last housing crisis, the commission to the buyer's agent averages roughly 2.5%, regardless of the total commission amount. Note that while real estate contracts vary by state, they include all of this information in the listing agreement, specifically state that commission is negotiable, and they spell out this split between the buyer's agent and the seller's agent, which the owner actually has to approve and agree to. Now let's talk about MLS, which stands for Multiple Listing Service. It is a professional database of homes available for sale, and it is managed by National Association of Realtors and its local subsidiaries. Typically, every county or a group of counties have their own MLS, and so there are hundreds of them across the United States. This is the database which feeds all consumer sites such as Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com, etc. And up to this date, the realtor had to be a member of NAR, National Association of Realtors, and pay membership dues in order to utilize local MLS systems, which is our main marketing tool up to date. In addition, the listing agents were required to abide by cooperation policies and offer compensation to the buyer's agent and list that specific commission on the MLS. And this is where the conspiracy allegations stem from, and this is where National Association of Realtors come into play. But in addition, in the lawsuit, the home sellers complained that the current model, where the seller pays the entire commission, is suppressing competition and keeps the buyer's agent commission artificially high at 2.5%, while their role is allegedly diminishing because consumers are able to find their own homes to shop for online through Zillow, etc., independently of the realtor. Well, I personally disagree with this position because what it fails to recognize is that the role of a buyer's agent is not limited to just finding the house and opening the door. In fact, it involves numerous very critical steps, most importantly and notably negotiations, disclosures review, conducting not just planning the inspections, but also providing context behind them, transaction flow management, etc., and so on and so forth. So, and there's always this question, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Because while The sellers set the commission and negotiate it. Technically, it's the buyer who ends up paying it at the end because it is embedded in their final settlement statement and their final amount that they're paying, even though unfortunately they're not aware of how much that is. So that's definitely is an issue. And I personally feel that it would be much better if we transition to the European model in which each party pays to their own agent. It's much cleaner, and this would certainly eliminate a very peculiar practice, in my view, where the listing agent can double end the transaction and represent both the buyer and the seller. I find it unethical, in which case they would be keeping full commission and kind of serving two masters. Also, another interesting fact about the lawsuit is that no one technically forces the consumer to pay any commission. You are not legally mandated to hire a real estate agent. Just like you can do your own taxes, you can self-represent in court, you can cook your own meals, you can fix your own car, you can, do your own financial planning. You can sell or buy a house without an agent. But this task is so daunting and so intimidating that only 10% of the population of the actual, market, sellers and buyers, only 10% of them take this route. So the conclusion is quite clear that realtors are not going to go away. Professionals will continue to be compensated. But what's also clear is that there will be quite fundamental structural changes in the industry, albeit they're not likely to take place for the next 3 to 5 years because this process will be very slow, legally and practically. Most likely, there will be eventually a standard buyer broker agreement, which will be similar to the listing agreement, which we currently have with the sellers. There will be just a contract between the agent and the buyer. But whenever this time comes, it will definitely further impact affordability. The sellers are not likely to reduce prices, even though their costs will be less. And the buyers will need more funds in addition to their down payment. This will put even more pressure on first time home buyers with lower down payments, who is in fact the very group which benefits from the realtor assistance the most. So that's kind of an unfortunate implication. For now, also, we can expect significantly more disclosures, like we need more of that in California, but it will be predominantly about compensation, and it will be probably drilled down to such a granular level to disclose even the arrangements between the agents and the brokerage houses they work for, which is called the split. Like, I have to pay a part of my commission to Compass. We can also most certainly expect many more lawsuits because remember, this took place in Missouri, and more lawsuits will be coming on the local and national level. And obviously, they will be very costly. They will benefit a few, but sadly not consumers at large. With that, I wish you continuous asset appreciation and remain at your full disposal. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions regarding this video or your specifics. Thank you so much. Bye.